Has there ever been a period in your life that you would always remember as life-changing? Well, for me, there was. This part of my life goes through a 3-year period. I was 17, confused like every other 17-year-old was, and wondering what I was going to do my last year of school. I was on my own, could not afford to attend college. Trying to figure it out was difficult at first until I was in my drafting class senior year and a recruiter from the U.S. Navy walked into my class and asked me personally. Then I basically realized what I was going to be doing. It was a great idea because my friends were going to attend college and I would do 5 years in the military, see the world, experience different things, and then attend college afterwards. I didn't make my mind up immediately, but after talking to him for about 2 weeks and then trying to figure out how I could prove myself stronger and different from my family, I signed a 5-year contract with the U.S. Navy. 3 of those 5 years, and 3 major part of those years, which were my wedding, Hurricane Katrina, and my first tour in Iraq, would make those 3 years very exhilarating. Before I left for the military, I had met a very beautiful, athletic woman that I never thought would be my future wife. While I was in boot camp, I received a letter from this girl, and from there until my training school, we would write each other and date until December 10th, 2005, our wedding day. Next, after my first appointment with Navy Seabees, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, I was back in Gulfport for about 2 weeks when Hurricane Katrina hit the coast, August 29th, 2005. And I would participate in search and rescue missions and disaster relief cleanup for 2 months. Then after Katrina, me and my wife had our wedding. Then we left for Jamaica for 1 week. Returned to Gulfport, and we would rent an apartment, and that's what we would call home for a while before buying a home soon after. Finally, as I was attending a field exercise with my battalion that January, we received word that a group of 60 men were chosen to do special operations in Iraq. We'd be leaving for up to 1 year and leaving 2 to 3 months earlier than the rest of the battalion. Fortunately, I would be one of those 60 people. In a way, I was excited because I would do my part in the war, and out of 850 personnel, I was chosen. Before actually leaving for Iraq, though, we would go through Fort Bliss, New Mexico, and we would go through an infantry training and prisoner handling and operations course. Then we were on our way for a different experience that many people will never experience. I didn't have to spend a full year because the military had decided to reduce the amount of prisons in the country and compile all prisoners to a couple of really big prisons. So we had to stay for a little bit longer, and we do convoys for the Army before returning home. Looking back now, I've told you about 3 exhilarating years out of my 5 years of service where I would get married, go through Katrina, and do my first tour in Iraq, U.S. Navy Seabees. Even though I didn't discuss my family much, I just explained to you how I proved myself stronger and different from my family. We returned home after 10 months, and that's when my life would slow down a little bit. I would buy a house with my wife, serve another tour in Iraq, before I was honorably discharged after 5 years of great service with the U.S. military, and then attend college, where I'm now my sophomore year.